Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling. My name is Mike Larkin, and I'm joined as always by my boy Rob Davis, RD, and the place to be, the protector, the collector, protect your neck, West Side. Roberto Davis, how are you?
I am good, sir. It is hot as hell in California still. I am looking forward to the show. I couldn't think of a better group of people to do it with. This is going to be fun.
Oh yeah,
This might get hard. No Diddy. But yeah, this should be good.
so I will tell you something. Since you did mention No Diddy, we're going to go next to a woman who loves cheesecake, but she's not going all the way to Brooklyn to get it. We are joined by and the returning of the Demoness, Come to Caress. She'll take your soul. She'll put you in a hole. She's the Demoness. How are you, Nicola? Welcome back.
I am the Demoness. Hey, yeah, hi. I found the key and I broke back in. Sorry about that.
That's all good. Well, you're
I'm all good. I'm sorry I've missed a lot of shows. As we all know, work is a bitch. Yeah, I said it.
Suck my dick, work.
Yeah, suck my dick, you eat. At long last, I've not said that for weeks either. Suck my dick, and I'm good. How are you all? And I've missed you both. And hello, Roy.
How about that England football team, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, yeah, I'm loving it. World Cup, and I'm going to say it, even though I'm in 10 miles. It's coming home.
Oh shit! You heard it here.
Yeah, it is. England are going to win the World Cup. Yeah, that's been crazy. Very crazy, because you watch them play and you're like, you're playing shit, and then out of nowhere, someone that same happens, you're like, why do you not play this the whole way through? You waited till like the 80th minute to score 2 goals. Anyway, good luck, England. No.
And welcome back for another round 2 on this fine program is my boy RC Roy Costin. You can check out Roy and I each and every week on www.com/podcast and our YouTube channel, SNM Network Shows, and the Takedown Pod YouTube channel in itself. RC, welcome back. It's so good to see you as always.
Man, it's good to be here. I'm glad I finally get to meet the Demoness. I heard a lot of good things last week, a lot of evil things about you. Good to see Rob again. We had fun last week. But I think, like he alluded to, or you might have alluded to, somebody did, that it could get kind of heavy today. And I'm glad that it's, the 4 of us coming together to talk about it, because I think if it gets heavy, at least we'll be here together to get heavy.
Oh, yes. So we've been talking about doing this for a number of weeks now, and we are finally here. It is back to our Origins series, where we're going to talk about the Wyatt Six, which is very apropos since we're coming upon 2 years of that anniversary. And on the other half, much like Roy and Rob alluded to go on your guys' points, the heavy hearts, because we are also approaching the 3-year anniversary of the loss of one of the absolute greatest characters and greatest people in the WWE realm, the one, the only Mr. Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda. This one is going to be very fun to talk about for the fact of everything that we saw for the 2 years that we got this. They could have done a lot more, but I thought everybody that was involved, the opportunities that they got, the championships that they won, I awesomely enjoyed this. And Nicola is repping right here with the Fiend t-shirt. We got our boy RC in the corner over here repping that little logo there of the Wyatt Six on his microphone. We are all ready and we are all set to talk about this amazing group and these amazing people and great talents. I still
need to get a t-shirt though. And I've seen them on TikTok shop that you can actually get the Wyatt Six t-shirts now, apparently. So I'm like, I'm getting one very, 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 very soon. And if I don't, then look, we're back in the cage that I belong in.
TikTok can still suck my dick, though.
Yeah, TikTok, we fucking hate you. Go away. Dickheads.
TikTok.
Suck my dick. Yeet.
So on the TikTok front and just on everything with social media right now, I'll put the yeet down on that one.
Yeah.
But we won't put the yeet down on. I figured we'd discuss what we all thought about as the Wyatt Six were being introduced. And I figured I'd start with the lady on this because y'all, this woman has got QR codes out the wazoo on her phone. We saw the QR code with the therapist. We saw them with many different ways and different avenues. And I thought they were done very, very well with the letters of getting people in there and writing the letters. Nicola, I'll start with you because you got practically all the QR codes still on your phone.
Yeah,
I do. I have them all still on that tablet. Like I said, and I said it on the spray show we did, any show we've done to do with the Wyatts. I was invested to the point of I could hear that one note they played every time they walked down. But yeah, I was proper deep in the rabbit hole with that one. I was like literally dissecting all the codes and sitting there for hours trying to work out what the hell was going on. I think at one point I was just like saying things and then they'd happen a week later and I'd be like, oh shit. But yeah, from the therapist to the notes to the diary to the pictures they brought up and then the weird photo of someone standing in the field with a mask on and they couldn't work out what was going on with that. Then the houses they were going to that looked all very similar. And then when they were driving down the road to deliver the envelopes with remember who you are and all of that, the only thing that pissed me off was it never went anywhere with the therapist. Everyone was invested that therapist was going to be Saint Major and it weren't. She did a video saying, oh no, I'm fine, I'm alive. And we were all like, what are you doing? But that, other than that, I was very deep involved in that. I was like sitting there week by week going, that's Joe Gacy, that's Nikki Cross, that's so-and-so. And these two were like, seriously, do you do anything else? I mean, sit there and do this. But no, I did. I was very, like, for months, I was just down in these holes going, I've got to work this out. And they were like, you all right? And I'm like, no, I'm not all right. I need to stop looking at this.
it's very true because the second those QR codes popped up, Nicola was on it. And more often than not, if she didn't figure it out by the end of the episode, she had it figured out eventually.
That's when you know you're deep into it. You're such invested into these characters and in what this group and represents and symbolizes. Rob, I'll go to you next. Your thoughts on them, even going into this, doing the tribute to Bray, and we're actually getting something as a follow-up to what Uncle Howdy was going to be with Bray Wyatt before he passed and everything.
I just think the overall presentation of it was fucking sick. Even just using the QR codes to kind of introduce everybody, like from a business standpoint, like that's fucking awesome because what a cool way to get people to engage and kind of interact and do all this cool stuff, have them be part of what's being presented. I thought that was really fucking cool. And then just everything that happened from, the introduction of the group to the group appearing, that's something that's just always gonna, be fresh in my mind.
RC, we'll go to you next because when you think of the Wyatt Six, you had a lot of reminiscent stuff with the Wyatt family, like Nicola mentioned, with the mass figure in the woods, much like we saw Eric Rowan in the beginning chopping the wood during those promos and the house and everything that they incorporated to make it home. So, Roy, I got to ask you next. What were your thoughts on these QR codes that led us to the Wyatt Six?
So I kind of was with Nicola for a while doing the whole, dissecting everything, trying to figure out what everything was. I was part of a Discord where all of us, whenever it would pop up, we would have one person looking over one thing, another looking over something else. I think at one point I even theorized like each person was going to be a puppet and it was going to resemble something that they needed. Like I figured, okay, you're going to have Gacy. Yeah, you're going to have Gacy as Huskus because he hungers to do something great. You're going to have I thought Loomis was going to end up being Ramblin' Rabbit because his character was always silent, so he needed a voice. That kind of thing. I thought that was the route they were going to go.
So did we.
Yeah. but I like the way that it ended up playing out, and I like that, you know, like Rob said, the incorporation of, from a business sense, saying, hey, if you see a QR code, scan it, because by the 4th week, I think, they had popped up a QR code for the shop, and people just automatically went to the shop, and they were like, wait, this isn't for the Wyatts. It's like, no, it literally said shop above it.
Mm-hmm.
But you clicked it because you were like, oh, I'm so invested in a QR code. When I see a QR code, I have to click it.
Oh, look,
You know,
look at Nicola the tablet. Yes.
There's like 40 different versions of there of that. Sorry. I was just sitting there looking at it and I was like, I wonder if they're still there. Every video, every single. Anyway, sorry, carry on. Be quiet.
no, that was, yeah.
That was wonderful. No, I think to go on to your guys' point, you couldn't have picked better people to be a part of this. I mean, we'll even start with Nikki Cross. Like, Nikki Cross at the time was just doing that, staring off into space. She wins the 24/7 title. They throw it in the trash. That's the end of the 24/7 title. She had just coming off doing the Nikki ASH stuff where she was a heel team with Piper Niven. And then she's away from the superhero, back to Nikki Cross, just being psycho, staring into space. And this was a great way to piece her into there. Dexter Lumis had come off the Indy Hartwell stuff, and then he got onto the main roster where The Miz didn't pay him for pretending to be his stalker, and got that him and Johnny Gargano were like a team for like a short time. And then, of course, Dexter doing his thing as only as he can do as Mercy. Joe Gacy was doing like the Cactus Jack chainsaw Joe Gacy in NXT. Those amazing feuds with Dijak definitely are something that really stood out to me. And then, I mean, the other side of the coin, too, of course, you're going to bring back Eric Rowan because OG Wyatt family, the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan. So that was a perfect fit of putting the outcasted superstars who had so much potential, who were so great, and Joe Gacy had the schism. So you put a lot of different unique perspectives and unique characters together, and it makes for a nice gel and a nice gem of what we would get for such a short time, which brings us to one of the most awesome and amazing debuts of a faction and family. So Jey Uso is eating in the crowd with everybody. They come back. No, let's go down.
He does it. Sorry, it made me giggle because I know where you're going, and this is funny the way he says it. Go on, sorry.
No, you're fine. So he's eating in the crowd, and then we get the music and everything dies down. Here comes Nikki Cross just doing this and coming out with the light, the lantern, and the chair.
Wow.
Yep. And then she points. Then we get Eric Rowan with the Bludgeon Brothers thing. And then we get Dexter Lumis sitting up there and shit's exploding and everything. And then here comes Huskus. And then you see Chad Gable bloody like this.
Him dead.
Funniest thing ever. The funniest thing ever. Him just laying on the floor. And then there was loads of them, weren't there? And everyone was like, oh, that's so-and-so. We're like, fuck no, it ain't. But then you saw him. That was what I think. As soon as you saw them, and you saw Howdy, and it was just like, or me, myself, was like hypnotized. I was like, holy shit, this is going to get good.
And then
I was like a big kid runner.
Yep. And then here comes Uncle Howdy. They all come out, follow the buzzards, lantern blows out. It was a great way to end that Raw, and it was a hell of a way to re-debut them, especially around the same time when the Wyatt family actually made that incredible debut, attacking Kane and really getting to see that kind of little parallel universe, so to speak. So I'm going to flip this.
When it was his birthday when they actually did it, or was that? Have I got the time?
That was later. We're going to get to that. That was later.
One thing I've seen an interview with Bo talking, and he said that actually Bray had picked them before he died. He'd already wrote scripts for every single one who's going to play all of the puppets. So he knew before he went exactly where he was going with that, and that's why Bo did it that way. Because he said it in an interview, and I sat there frozen going, fuck. Okay. So he knew. Even though he's not here, he knew what was going to happen. So, yeah, that's kind of...
We got to give props to the Yeet Man, though, too, because there was an interview with Kathy Kelly where he's talking about the Wyatt family being here, and we got to get the fuck out of here. Kathy, you got to go, too. Yeah, let's go. Props to him for selling that, because that was...
And the
when he used the Fireflies, when he was like, I'll give the Fireflies back, and they were all like yeeting with him, and then all of a sudden it went ding, dun, then you just saw Jay just sprint out of that ring and go, fuck no, yeet, boy.
Just yeet, and then he runs right out.
Got to yeet and run sometimes.
Yeet and run. I like that. we're gonna flip the script. Roy, your thoughts on the initial presentation of that debut? Because Eddie's running, Yeet and run, baby. So, Roy, your thoughts on the overall debut of Wyatt 6 and how that closed out with Jay Yeaton and all that good stuff.
So I'll try not to break my arm patting my back too much on this one.
Okay.
But the day before they debuted, I had posted something in that Discord that I was just talking about. And I said, I'm very interested because we were talking about, you know, what are they going to do when they bring the Wyatt 6 actually in? And I said, I'd be very interested to see what they're going to do. If it's me, either at the beginning or the end of the show, you just do a long camera shot from the back to the ring and everybody is just laid out. You get to the ring, lights go out, come back on, Wyatt 6 is there, Uncle Howdy unmasked, and it's Bo, and he just says, "We're here."
Mm-hmm.
And when it happened, I was like, holy crap, I was so close, because it makes sense to debut them that way. You have them debut as basically like a horror movie. And that's what it was very reminiscent of. It was like a horror movie at the very end that last like 5-10 minutes of Raw.
Yep.
Was just an absolute horror movie. You've got all the stuff broken in the back. You've got people laid out. You've got blood everywhere. And they're just sitting there looking over all these corpses. And it's
Everyone's
just like,
going, oh, damn, Chad Gable. They done got Chad Gable.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah, everybody online was, you know, rest in peace, Chadwick. I can't believe that
I was
you're gone.
laughing my head off. I was a nightmare. Yeah. I was laughing my head off, and these two were looking at me going, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Chad's dead."
And then the next week, he's like, "Yeah, no, I don't know what happened." like, and I almost wanted, in a way, I almost wanted them to keep it that way, to where it was like they would do stuff like that, and then the next week it's like they didn't. That way, it's almost like you're bringing the crowd into this mass paranoia of, wait, didn't that happen? I could have swore that's what happened last week. But instead, like, nobody remembers it. It would have been really interesting if they had tried to go that route, but you could not have asked for a better debut of a faction, especially with what that faction was.
That was my thing too. God, I'm sorry, Nicola.
I was going to say, the only thing I was going to say when it really, really hit me and I kind of realised that, oh, wow, yeah, I'm back, was the second time they appeared and when they played Bray's song to come out to, when they first walked down that aisle and they were playing it. I literally remember watching it in the morning, sending you to a message, not telling them I was in tears, but I was like, holy fuck, they just hit home badly. Because I was like, wow, they're here, like really here after all that stuff. And I was like I said, being invested that much and then kind of seeing that was just like, wow, blew my little mind.
Yeah, it hit me with the Dwayne Johnson, you know what I'm saying?
Goosebumps.
Every time they appeared after that, like when that happened, when they appeared, I was just sitting there like that. And then I think I messaged these two going, they're like, you all right over there? And I'm like, no, not talking right now. They cannot talk right now. They're like, what's going on? And then they knew, because I was like, I no, what? Wow, the creative minds of Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt is madness.
So we're gonna get into what happens next. But, I figured
we had. I feel back now. I'm like, oh shit, no demons don't cry. Apparently,
demons don't cry.
We kill. They don't. They kill instead. I know. I'm an expert.
So what I wanted to do is really quickly before we get into the next stuff, we do have to take the comedy route because it's something that we make fun of, especially Roy and I now, as did Rob and I on the last show. So there were a couple people, as we know, we'll talk about the people that also have been detractors of it because we do discuss and analyze a lot. But there was two people who had some things to say about their debut. One of them, of course, was that goddamn son of a bitch, Jim Cornette.
Motherfucking goddamn son of a porn.
The human waterbed salesman.
Yes, that one. And,
Can I say it? Can I say it for this one? Suck my dick. Yeet. No.
And and then Dave Scheer of PW Insider. They both are like, they fucking killed everybody. What the fuck are they gonna do next? A lot.
Do it again. Do it again.
But it's like you have more to tell. It's not just the end of it because they killed everybody or did what they did. That means we're introduction. This is this powerful stable.
Chad Gable is fucking dead and he's back next week. What the fuck?
I have always said this, and we'll get to how they were released, unfortunately. We'll get to that part. But I mean, when you have characters like this and you have a compelling story, yes, some people will say what they will about the horror type vibes and gimmicks, but back in the day, we had the Papa Shangos of the world. We have The Undertaker. We had all of these Kane. We had all these characters. It's a horror movie come to life, and that's some of the best art imitating life type of vibes. Roy, I'll let you go first. Your thoughts on these detractors, and especially that goddamn son of a bitch, Jim Cornette.
I mean, the whole thing with The Undertaker was he was the dead man. He was literally... No, he wasn't even literally a zombie. There were literally zombies in WCW.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck are you doing here, Jim Cornette? Bro, you've got... Oh, God, I said bro. I hate it, Vince.
Bro, here's what we're gonna do. The Juggalos and the Juggalettes.
Yeah, speaking of fucking zombies.
We're gonna do it for them.
Hi. You said zombie. Hi. Normally.
Yeah. No, but there's been so much camp in wrestling that to think that someone dying and coming back the next week would be the death of wrestling. It's like, no, not at all.
No.
You know, there have been actual deaths in wrestling and the show still went on. What makes you think that a fake death is going to stop the show from going on?
Right.
Like, you're a promoter, Jim. You understand how these things work. How are you going to sit there and say that you can't figure out how they're going to bring Chad Gable back the next week? Easy. Somebody is a necromancer. Next question.
Yep. Well, dude, it's the same thing with how he used to compare the Bray Wyatt LA Knight match. It wasn't really a match and blah, blah. I'm like, well,
do not get me started on that again.
It's an attraction. And a lot of
spectacle.
It's a spectacle. And I think a lot of people have problems suspending their disbelief because they just want to see wrestling. It always goes back to 2020 in the Firefly Funhouse with John Cena. There were some people like the Jims who are old school that hated it, and people like the four of us were like, we know where this is going. It was a unique take on their 6-year feud.
So beautiful.
Exactly right.
There's a show with me where I said everyone's like, oh, we didn't like the Seth versus the Fiend in the cage match, and there's me going, I fucking loved it, and they're all like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I saw it from the Fiend's prospect, not from the fact that it was all red lighted. I was seeing it from the monster standing in that ring who wanted to rip him to pieces. That's how my mind works.
Literally, me and Mike just talked about this the other day, and I said the only thing that I did not like about it was the red lighting. Everything else, it made so much sense. It was, you went from an in-ring storytelling, these are two characters, to the referee realizing, holy shit, you're taking this a little too far. You're actually going to kill him. We need to stop. Like, the only thing I hated was the red lighting. That was it.
I didn't even hate that. I think, like I said it when we talked about the other match that everyone complained about, and I was like, they were like, oh, we didn't really like it, and there's me again going, oh, I thought that was a really cool match. And
that one. Yeah, that one I really enjoy because of the blacklight aspect of it, where he had like a whole nother face on his face, and yeah, that was sick.
But even I got what people's problem were because of the green goo or whatever, and I got that shit. But I still thought it was a cool match, and I said it on the show. We did it when we did that show, and we just sat here, and they're both looking at me, and they're like, "Yep, that's our demon." He likes chatting about the Wyatts and all that.
It all goes back to Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton that everybody.
I forgot what the fact that she fireballed his face and he was back 10 seconds later going, "Oh no, there's nothing wrong with me." That
she fireballed his face and then tried to fuck him in the middle of the ring.
See, this is a problem because we're doing this show. I was like, do I wear the Fiend t-shirt or do I wear the my other one with Lillian, I was like, no, this is she's not involved in this side of it. So it's like, which I was wrong about, by the way, immensely wrong about. You let me down there, Alexis. I seriously
Same.
thought she was going to do it.
Yeah, I was so hoping they did that one QR code with her in the ring, and
Yes,
I'm like, do it, let's go. But
well,
no,
she's still wearing the jacket now with the red circle around the picture of
Yeah.
the face on the back of the jacket, and I'm like, and then to do the moth, and then they got fired.
yeah. All right. So before we get back to that, the other thing is,
WWE, you've got a lot to answer for. You suck.
we'll get to that. The only other thing I will mention before we start getting back into the segment. So the other thing, besides Jim Cornette's tomfoolery and all the bullshittery, the other thing that a lot of people always critiqued about this was, oh, it's just a tribute to Bray. But other than that, what's so special about it? It's a tribute to Bray Wyatt. Hello. Everything. People are just nitpicky about everything. Rob, I'll let you start on this one. Everybody's like, oh, besides being a tribute to Bray, what else?
Yeah, I remember when we first started hearing that, it's just like, what the fuck do you mean? What's so special about it? Special the fact that he's got a full legacy here that's going to continue on, whether you like it or not. I mean, there was so many detractors, especially with that Mountain Dew match.
Oh,
I gotta say, I wasn't a fan of it, but I think the only reason I wasn't a fan of it because it was so fucking short. This was Bray's first match back in a very long time. Given the circumstances that we know now, had we known then, I think a lot of people would have been more understanding of it. But the fact that the match was like less than 5 minutes, we were just like, what the fuck? But for what it was worth, I think it did what it needed to do. But goddamn, if people aren't happy with anything in the IWC, and I think the four of us know that very, very well, it kind of, I think, and me and Nico have talked about this, like, this shit has got away, like, on, because I know this is happening when Bray was still around. This has got away on Bo too. Like, you know, he's got this vision. He's presenting it, you know, the best way that he knows how, and people are just shitting on it left and right. Like, that's gotta weigh on you after a while sometimes. I'm sure.
Nico will head over to you next.
He had a creative mind. I've always said this, and I said this in every other show, that Bray's mind was one that was creative beyond all creativity. But then he was down to Bo, and he brought the same energy that Bray did in different ways. So, like, everyone was saying, oh, this is Bray's idea. But I actually think a lot of it as well was Bo putting in his own interpretation.
And remember, we even talked about, like, fuck, like, if we knew Bo could do this.
Yeah, why the fuck was he not allowed to do it?
Exactly.
Yep.
This is why you can read my mind and not many people can.
I'm in your head.
Yep. When you go from
your head.
It's true.
When you come from a guy like Bo Dallas, who was literally doing the Bo Leave stuff, and he was in the Miztourage and all this stuff, very comedy-esque, but you have this mind. I mean, we got Bray versus Bo once in NXT in 2013. It's like we could have done something so much more than that instead of making him the goofball. But I think with what we got with this is probably some of Bo Dallas's best work within.
Yeah.
Yes. Roy, I'll hit you up on this one, man. Your thoughts on the detractor saying it was just a tribute to Bray, and really how all of this stuff really kind of, the IWC, to put in the bluntest of terms, need to shut the fuck up, to put in the bluntest of terms, Roy. Hit us up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. To kind of touch back on the Bo thing,
yeah,
I knew that there was something there when it was B Team versus the Leader of Worlds.
Yeah, Matt and Bray, that's right.
When B Team dressed up as Matt and Bray, and Bo did the whole, you know, holding up the little flashlight.
Oh,
and
I forgot about that.
And he sounded just like Bray. He acted just like Bray. And it wasn't the fact that he was doing it, you know, ha ha ha, making fun of my brother. I think that was kind of an indicator of, okay, no, him and his brother are a lot alike. You know, I don't know if I'm sure y'all do, just because, you know, everybody's big fans and everything, but they even had in the works a like ghost hunting show
Yes.
that they were working on.
Yeah, I heard about this as well.
Yeah,
I
like
wanted to
doing.
watch the videos, but they didn't release them, I don't think, because if they
Yeah.
had, I would have found
Yeah, I think it was something along the lines of kind of like what
one.
Shotzi and Scarlett do,
Yes.
Mhm.
where they go to different places, check out
I love
paranormal stuff.
I
it was
love this stuff as
fantastic.
well. I am into paranormal, well, obviously, but yeah, I do watch a lot of stuff in, whether it's Shotzi, whether it was anyone.
I mean, you're a whole ass demon, so I'd hope so.
Oh, of course, so. I possess bodies and houses and throw things around. I've got a doll over there that wants to kill me every day. It's normal. Yeah.
Day in life.
Yeah,
But
day in
as-
life in a black park.
As far as the IWC goes, though, during that time, like I was okay with it being just a tribute if that was all it was going to be. But also, you had Eric Rowan,
Yep.
you had Loomis and Gacy, you had
Legend.
all these opportunities of being like, hey, we have 3 guys for sure that would make for any combination to be great tag team. We have Bo, who could be thrown in as a tag team member, or have him go after a mid or even the main event title. You have Nikki Cross, who is arguably at this time one of the best women wrestlers, if not one of the best wrestlers, period, on the roster. There's so much you can do with just that group that doesn't even involve Bray. But the fact that they're doing this as a tribute to him is just the extra cherry on top.
Did she ever get to wrestle that Sister Abigail?
No, she didn't. They never
No.
let her.
No.
She never had a match.
That's
I remember what's that, they're going mad, going can't, like when they like started to just do the end part, and we were like, why is Nikki? Like Nikki was stalking someone anyway. You saw her in the background in her dress, just in the corner, doing this and moving around like proper eerily. Who was she following at that point? I forgot who it was.
One was Scarlett and one was Ivy Nile.
Yeah.
Oh, the Scarlet thing. Would I call Scarlet? I didn't mean it in a bad way, but I just thought you proper oversold that. That was just so exaggerated. But it looked fucking good because Nikki's just writing notes, and I was just looking, going, "Yeah, I like that shit. That's so cool." And I used it myself.
When she followed Chelsea Green for a while, that was pretty funny.
That was brilliant.
That's
Oh,
what the about
she
it
was
was.
in the mirror, weren't she? As well. There was one when she was in the mirror, and she was just dancing for no, or moving, just shaking her dress around. It was like, what the fuck? And then nothing.
Well, that was the thing that pissed me off too, is because she was stalking Julia for like a little bit, and I'm like, why couldn't we get Julia versus Nikki Cross for the U.S. title? Like that would have been perfect.
You literally set it up.
You did.
The other one we said it would be really, really cool. Her and Alexa were actually in that. Like Mike said it over and over, and we all said it, that Alexa and Nikki, they should have made their paths cross and just had Nikki just glaring at her all evil, and then all of a sudden Alexa just glaring back, and then you see that dark face come on again and then come off again, but they didn't do that.
No.
No, you just pushed Nikki to the side and made her jump on people and get launched by Rowan. Still my favourite thing. Ryan lifting her up and throwing her across the ring.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
just brilliant.
Well, the thing too is technically, if you want to count it, like she did have one match that she wrestled. That was the street fight match with Chad Gable and the Creeds and Ivy Nile. That was like
That's
the
true.
match. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that
just
is
remember
true.
saying I loved Nikki bringing out the tapes when they
That-
first
Oh, yes.
came from under the ring and they were all shit scared.
Oh
You just
my
like,
god.
Yeah.
Those
Also, I love how
tapes.
she made her body do that thing. You know, when she was standing there, when she's telling you to go that way, and she kind of like was bent over double or like that, and then she kind of pushed her body up like that,
Yep.
like from. Like, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, teach me how to do that." And I
Those
took myself out
tapes,
to do it
though,
straight after.
holy shit.
Yeah, the tapes. Now, all right. So this is where it's going to get the hard part here. So, as we mentioned, Nikki Cross does the tapes to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, and they freak out every week. So the Wyatt family are stalking Chad Gable, and then Bo comes in. You see him sitting with Adam Pearce, and then you
Yeah,
see,
as you said,
Yep.
that threw me when I did that. I was like, "What the fuck?"
See,
The
but
hello
that was
button.
that was perfect for what I was talking about, where every time that they're on screen, even to the audience, it's just a fever dream.
yep,
it's like, what do you mean, Uncle Howdy? I was talking to Bo Dallas. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Like, that was why I was like, oh man, that would be such a cool idea.
It is. And then they had them get beat up by Chad Gable. Then the Creed brothers help them. And then it turns into this whole feud, which was, I'll be honest, quite enjoyable. But before we even get, but before we even get that, like, we get the tapes and we see Uncle Howdy talking to Bo, and immediately, how did it feel when your brother died? And I'm like, oh, we're starting. Oh, we're going here. And it's one of the most gut-wrenching right here, so emotional, so authentic, and you felt every word that he said.
It won't just say that with Eric. Him and Eric especially were the two that got me the most, because of the fact that I was like sitting there when you said it, when he went, "You're going to bring up Bray," and I just sat there frozen, and I think I didn't move after that. I was like, still like,
yeah, we talked about it in their chat. We're like, are they really going to like start it out right away? I'm like, yeah, they are. I'm like, okay, here we go. We're going there already.
I mean, when Eric started talking, because I think it was harder, obviously it's hard for Bo, but then for Eric, because they brought up both Bray and Luke.
Yep.
And it was just like, fuck. So they really did use emotion with that. And I was like, oh, I hate myself sometimes. I got well too invested in this whole thing. Oh, it gave me a headache at one point. But yeah, I was crying at that.
It's, you have, if you really look at the original Wyatt family, like, for people that were in it, Randy Orton is still alive, of course. Braun Strowman's still alive. Alexa Bliss is still alive.
Oh, Braun, why did they not put him in like they were hinting every 5 minutes?
That's true.
And even at one point, Braun was even wearing Bray's red trousers or the Fiend's red trousers. Yes. And it was a massive hint. But no. Instead, you fired his off as well, didn't you?
Yes, they did. Well, he's eating everything on the menu now, so we get to. We saw him and Alexa Bliss eating. That was
that was brilliant. He's just like, how do I hold this? How do I pick this?
Braun, I got to ask you with this. Like, when it comes to Braun Strowman, it's one of those things where we had such a missed opportunity to put him in the Wyatt Six. And the thing about Braun is he's another one that's just such a brute. And you could have gone back like we saw in 2020 with Bray, with the mask, and going back to the original Wyatt family. It was such a missed opportunity, like we said with Nikki Cross in the ring. But it's right there in your hands, and you do nothing with it. So, Rob, I'll go to you on this one next. We were talking about, as far as Eric Rowan and Bo Dallas's first parts of the tapes, then we get to the others. But those two in general, very heart-wrenching.
Those two were really fucking hard. And I remember me and Nico talking about this. We talk a lot, if in case it's...
we talk so much.
Quite a bit. We were just talking about the audacity they had just to go just full on with it, full emotion, just right out of the gate. So how did it feel when your brother died? Well, how the fuck do you think it felt? Motherfucker. But and as these videos were airing, like, we talked about how it kind of resonated. You see, this isn't just a group of wrestlers, being put together in a group. A lot of this is representative of, people who are maybe black sheep, people who are cast aside, people who don't necessarily fit in. And I think that's why this group and these people resonated a lot, especially with us particularly, because we felt for the first time probably ever that we actually belonged. And that's what this group represented. And I think that's what made it hit so hard with these tapes and this group. And with Bray in general, like, this was the first spooky character, if you will, I think ever, that we actually identified with as people, because it wasn't just a character. This was somebody who was relatable to us.
And plus, we're not exactly human, are we?
Got through that without falling apart. Suck my dick.
To be fair, he a lot. Like you said, we talk a lot, but he does talk before me, because he knows that I get certain emotional. When we did the Bray show, I had to stop myself talking, and all you saw was Rob go, "It's okay, I'll talk to her."
Yeah. That was still one of our hardest ones when we started this show in 2023.
Yeah.
And our second episode was the passing of Bray Wyatt. And I'm like, oh.
And that was only like we were under 10 shows as a podcast, I think.
Yep.
And we wasn't as crazy as we are now, but even when it comes to any Bray stuff, these two have to hold me together, to be fair, because there have been times, like Rob was saying just now, the emotional side of it is that, like you said, it was for outcasts, for people who've always been told they don't belong anywhere, they're not anything. And I guess for us, it was more like oh yeah, we belong somewhere. We're not outsiders. We're just the same as everyone. We're the same as them.
And Roy,
we belong somewhere.
We'll take it over to you now, RC. Your thoughts on those two videos and everything.
I belong with them. So yeah,
that really resonate with everything that we mentioned, from the characters, the storytelling, the emotional investment. This right here really solidified that within these videos.
The thing that I thought was probably the smartest thing, and I thought they were going to do it for everyone, but having Uncle Howdy be the therapist.
Yeah.
I thought that was probably the best idea, especially with the Bo thing, because who else is going to talk to him about his brother himself? His inner demon, if you will. And I've lost a lot of people in my life. And I've asked myself similar questions just while I'm at home alone. You know, do you really miss that person? Or do you just miss the idea? Do you miss being around them? Or do you miss the care and love you had for each other? And that was kind of the thing that I was getting from, you know, especially the Uncle Howdy Bo tape, was, do you miss him as a brother, or do you miss him as a character that you regretfully did not get a chance to spend more time on screen with? And the further the tapes went on, the more it was like, okay, you can kind of maybe say, oh, well, they missed the idea of Bray. You know, they missed, especially with somebody like Gacy. Gacy technically didn't really work with Bray. So he missed the opportunity to be with Bray. But then when you got to Rowan, and he says, you know, I lost one brother, and then a couple years later, I lost another. It was just, that was where it hit so hard for me, because even though they're not blood related brothers, that's the same way that I talk about the people that I've lost in my life. You know, it's like they were brothers, and I lost them. And then a few years later, I lost another brother. And it's hard to get past that. Even, I think one, it's been 12 years. The other one, it's been about 20, maybe a little bit longer than that. But then every day you still feel like something is missing. Even though we weren't blood related, you still feel like something was missing. And I think that's why starting out with them two was the emotional hook that WWE needed to start being invested if you weren't already.
Whew. And I got to tell you, what also really added to this Chad Gable feud was the fact that, I'm glad that you're talking about family and bonds, because Chad Gable had just turned and were being crappy to Maxine, Otis, to Tozawa. So we really got to see Chad Gable go with the Creed brothers, who weren't really doing much at the time. And then we have Ivy Nile, who was a part of everything that they did with American Made and everything that they did with that faction, that stable, and she turns on Maxine Dupree, and then Nikki Cross goes right at Ivy Nile, which is a perfect mix, because I'll say it right now, Ivy Nile is one of the most underrated talents right now. She's so strong. She's so good. We need her in that Women's North American Championship picture. But that was a great addition to add Ivy to that, and this is where we get into the match. And You had Uncle Howdy beat Chad Gable in a one-on-one match, his first singles match. That was fantastic. And I think that moment hits, but once they went balls to the wall and they just let everything go within that street fight match, that's really where they turned it up. And that was a great way to really end that feud and really build on the fact that, hey, you turned on your family, and now we're going to go after you. So family being a key component, but also at the same time, too, you're letting these people who really don't get a lot of chances to see them on the show primarily, and then boom, here's a spot for them. And I'll flip the script again, and we'll go to RC on this one. Your thoughts on the Wyatt Six versus American Made and everything that we went into this, and adding Ivy Nile to the fold in that match.
It was great. Like you said, it gave a spotlight to some people that may not have gotten a spotlight before. And I wish that they would have continued to do that. Like, go after people who have left their families, per se. They go after Chad because he turned his back on his family. Go after Solo Sikoa like they ended up doing because he turned his back on his family. You could even go after like Gargano because he turned his back on the Way, and just keep going and keep doing that over and over, because it's a formula that works, because you want to see people get their comeuppance. And it's like, okay, you turned your back on your family. You don't turn your back on your family. And these people are here to show you why you don't turn your back on family.
What's interesting, I'm glad that you brought that point up, because it's like we had like a small tease with the QR code with the New Day. And I'm like, when you take it back to 2016, the New Day and the Wyatt family had a hell of a feud for a short time, with Xavier Woods being scared shitless of Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. Like, that stuff worked. They had a missed opportunity. I mean, they just did the turn with Big E, so having them go after the New Day would have been perfect. But again, we have all these missed opportunities. Again, right at your fingertips, then nothing. You told a great story there, boy. So now we'll go down over here to Roberto Davis. Your thoughts on the street fight match, adding Ivy and adding everything that we saw with the Wyatt Six and American Made.
Yeah, it's what you expected. You've got this horror group of horror, and they turned it up. The violence is exactly where it needed to be. Just this whole idea of family, though, and the thing that resonated with me the most, my family sucks. My real family sucks, and I know. Yeah, I know you're right there with me. But this whole idea of family, and just because your blood doesn't mean that your family doesn't necessarily need to share your blood, but the family's who you choose. And how this group came together, they chose each other. And I have my chosen family, and they know who they are. That if I ever had to get in a street fight, I don't have to turn and look to see who's there. I know who's going to be there. And that kind of what resonated with me in this match, because Uncle Howdy didn't have to look back. He knew Gacy was going to be there. He knew Loomis was going to be there. He knew Nikki was going to be somewhere, but she was going to be there. I know if I were to look back, I know Nicola is going to be there. Mike is going to be there.
You wouldn't even have to ask.
Not once.
Nope. I'd be there. I'd be on the first plane over there, and he knows it. And so does Mike.
No, ye.
Now, this is a very emotional show, not going to lie. Wow, that's it. Yeah, well. Right, I'm going to go backwards a second. The videos. I said something when this all started and we was doing this. Who had never spoken before? Dexter Lumis. The first time we heard, I said a week before that video appeared, I wonder if they're going to let him speak. We've never heard him speak. In TNA, he didn't speak, or if he did, he weren't a lot. It was just like the crawling. NXT, he said, I'd do at a wedding. But to actually hear him talk like that brought an emotion up as well, because I was like, holy shit, he's got a voice.
We freaked the fuck out because Nicola called it.
Yep.
I've got a habit, by the way. Well, universe knows this. I've got a bad habit of calling things sometimes, but I can be wrong too. But going back to what you were saying about, like Rob said, about families and stuff, I had same problems, and my obviously not my kid, but parents and shit like that. And high end granny, you suck too sometimes, but whatever. Anyway, suck my dick. Get
on that Venga bus, Indiana Granny. You know.
Get on your Venga bus, you all the boo boo friends. What a creep. No, we're joking, Mum. Love you. Hello. No, but you, like Rob said, you don't choose your you're born into a family, but you choose your family. You know who's there for you on a day-to-day basis. I know for well this year. I've known for years, but this year especially, I have had Rob, Mike, a few others that have been there for me when I've been in a dark place, and I wouldn't change them for the world. So with the White Six, I understand that, because this is my family, and I've got other. Yeah, I resonated with that a lot, because without them, yeah, there wouldn't be very much. There wouldn't be a demoness either. So you know.
Oh
But here I am, killing everybody.
Oh man, no, you're getting me. I appreciate that. Oof.
Okay. Fucking hot in here. God damn
it. Oh, we've had a meeting talking again. Oh, it should be in 30 minutes' time. Shut up, sit down. So she's at the end of the bed looking at me going,
well,
do I need to hurt you?
Well, we said this was going to be a roller coaster of emotions. I think we're going to get
love you both. Love you both. There you go.
But I will say this. We might get a little angry with this one. So we moved from the Chad Gable American Made feud, and they went right into, oh my goodness gracious, the Final Testament feud with Killer Kross, Karrion Kross, and the Authors of Pain and Scarlett and the whole nine. And here's the thing with this. Look,
screw you, WWE again.
That and also
that one.
We went to the Miz like we were always going for the Miz because of the Miz Taraj. They kidnapped Dexter Lumis, kidnaps the Miz, okay? And Bo Dallas is laughing at the Miz. We never wanted the Final Testament. We were at you. And then they set up the Wyatt Six to get attacked by the Final Testament. Karrion Kross and The Miz was the team I never thought that I needed, because they cut this great promo in the back, and I'm like, you know what? I want more of this, because who'd have thunk it? But The Miz and him cut a great promo, and then we get these matches. Karrion Kross is the first person to pin Uncle Howdy, and then injuries happen, and we all know that. But it's just like the way that they ended this was just, oh, by the way, Miz is going to SmackDown, and then it's Karrion Kross, and then the Wyatt Six are on SmackDown. Never did a goddamn thing with the follow-up of the Wyatt Six and the Miz. And then Karrion Kross was just doing his thing with AJ Styles, and then, of course, Sami Zayn. So we got one match. We were supposed to get another match that never happened, and then all of a sudden they're traded to SmackDown, and the Miz and Karrion Kross went off. But it was such interesting promos. It was such overall psychology, and then it was just a big old pile of shit. And I did not want to eat a shit sandwich that day.
Man, I remember we were just like the Miz.
The Miz.
The fucking Miz.
It was awesome.
All people.
It was awesome.
Like, holy fuck, dude.
I don't think enough people give Miz credit.
Oh, exactly, Roy.
Like, he, in my opinion, Miz is such a chameleon where you can take and throw him into any situation and he's going to adapt to the surroundings. I mean, like you were just saying, with the whole Final Testament thing, you know, the way that he had kind of changed his persona just a little bit, just enough to kind of match Karrion Kross, all the way to now where he's being goofy as shit with Danhausen, and it works on both ends.
Yep.
Still funny, that is.
Yeah, but nobody gives Miz the credit that he deserves in that. And sure, okay, everybody wants to talk about, you know, he's the king of soft style. Well, guess what? The motherfucker's only been injured one time in his entire career.
Yes, sir.
And he's got what? He's a 2-time Grand Slam champion, and he is a ass-kissing yes man, but he still has a job. He's going to have a job after he is retired from wrestling, because he's probably going to work in the back. He doesn't have to work in the back. He's a great personality to be a host of pretty much any show. But yeah, I want to I want to at least give Miz a little bit of flowers here while we're talking about him, just because I don't feel like enough people do when it comes to his role in WWE.
I think it's a longevity thing too, Roy. I mean, the man's been on the main roster since 2006 with the stupid hoorah and the faux hawk, and then he's got the fedora with John Morrison, and just everything that he's accomplished. Like you mentioned, 2009 with promos, he's hanging in there with John Cena. Then he's the WWE champion by 2010, and then he's accomplishing all these goals, and he's become he's self-made. He did it himself. He believed in himself. We saw the character on The Real World. But that guy has worked his buns off for 20 years, and he's still funny. Like the Danhausen stuff, like you mentioned, with Kit Wilson, Nico's favorite wrestler, and all these great talents.
Toxic.
You're welcome.
You know what I hate? There was an interview where he was naming like different things in the UK, like food-wise, of what wrestlers would be, and he called Roman Reigns a Greg's sausage roll, and I was like, "You piece of shit, shut up."
Well, isn't Greg's kind of like divisive though? Like a lot, you either love Greg's or you hate Greg's.
Well, basically it is. I mean,
I mean that's Roman Reigns. You either love Roman or you hate Roman.
I'm going to say I'm not the biggest fan of Greg's. My kids are, but I'm like a bit.
There you go.
I like homemade stuff though.
You're not the biggest fan of Roman either, so
yeah.
No, I'm not a fan of. You know, I used to like him, but right now I'm just pissed off the fact. We'll go into that. This is later.
I bet in high school you liked Greg's because it was cheap and just something to grab.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Really.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No Diddy. Sorry.
Not really. I was more of a. This is a tough one to kind of explain. We didn't really go to Greg's a lot, even when I was in high school. Let's just say that I had to have sandwiches and stuff at school instead of a bit complicated. But yeah, anyway. Back then was a shit show, and I went to school a lot anyway.
Yeah,
fair.
I will say this: if y'all want to hear a great UK rant from the great Nicola McDonald, just mention Mercedes Moné and English breakfast. That's all you need to say.
Good Lord!
Fucking oh my god! Do you know what, bitch? You don't even know what English breakfast is. If I put it in front of you, you'd think it was a Sunday dinner or something. You stupid bitch. But for one, an English breakfast is not a piece of bacon and 2 fucking mushrooms. Get it right, you stupid piece of shit.
Damn straight.
What wasn't there a tomato on that plate too?
Yes, there
was.
Yeah,
tomatoes. Well, right, okay, so yeah, on English we do have tomatoes.
I'm not even English. I personally wouldn't eat an English breakfast just because it's got stuff that I wouldn't eat. Yeah. But I know, like it's let me guess, it's like beans, toast, eggs, you got your sausage, you got a couple pieces of bacon, like it's a full plate of everything.
Let me give you a little lesson on the English bread. Not, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So sausage, bacon, eggs, even though this should not be on it, it's fucking disgusting. Black pudding, toast, beans, tomatoes, mushrooms. Oh, and fried toast or toast if you want it, or bread, depending. And yes, I do eat that. Not all the time, but once in a blue moon when my kids are like, "Mum, please," and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it."
We don't.
But then again, you've got to have Thanksgiving, so you Thanksgiving is huge, whereas we're like, "Oh hell no!" But then they look at our breakfasts and go, "No, too much on that plate," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, we don't do blood. We don't do the blood sausage though.
No one. I don't like it. It's just, no, thank you. No offense to any Brits who do watch this, which you probably do, but ooh,
no, but we've got shit that shouldn't be edible either, like chitlins and gizzards and
Oh no, we have gizzards here too. Don't worry, we have that too.
I did chitlins once and only once.
Once you found out what it was, you were like, "Never mind, I'm good." Am I right?
There's
a certain thing they eat here, liver and bacon, and that's apparently amazing. I hate the fucking sight of it. I love bacon, but liver and bacon, no, fuck off. That goes.
There's a popular soul food here somewhere in Myrtle Beach, I think, that does like all.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there is.
Rocky Mountain oysters. If you ever get a chance, try some Rocky Mountain oysters.
Never. I've had
brother.
It's like Tony Atlas. Remember Tony Atlas alleges house with the chitlins and it stung up the house?
Actually, there is something over there that I do want to try that I saw recently, and I was like, when I go over there, I'm going to try seafood boil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it before, and I do like a lot of the seafood, not all of
You
it, but some
have
of it.
you have to make sure you get it at the right place though, because
It's true.
there is a big difference
There's nothing or something.
between a seafood broil and a good seafood broil. A good
Okay.
seafood broil is going to have a lot of good seasoning in it.
Mhm.
But the other seafood broil, it's not going to have anything in it except for the seafood and potatoes.
Oh, okay,
That
because you
part.
can't not have it without the egg. You have to have the boiled eggs in there as well, from what I've seen. But I
Boiled
don't know if you
eggs,
can
you
get them in
use
the UK or
sauce, you
not.
use seasoning. There's a lot that goes into it, but oh yeah.
So
I love seafood, as bad as that is. I'm the only one in my house that does. No one else will touch it, but I'm the one who's like, hey, there's prawns. I'll eat that. And they're all like,
Yep.
what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like,
That's my wife. My wife loves seafood.
So I had to
I
bring
like
this
it.
up because Roy, we have actually talked to Nicola about this, Rob and I, about if she's ever in
Have
the
we?
if you're
Oh,
in
Waffle
the
House.
if you're ever in the States, come to the Waffle House because
Oh,
the
the
Waffle
Waffle
House
House.
is where
Oh,
it's
fuck yeah.
damn straight. Damn straight.
Remember, Mike, we're doing a transfer between me and Mo. Mo's being booted over here, and I'm apparently being booted to theirs.
I look, the quickest tangent for Waffle House I can tell you right now, from the ages of 16 to 21, Waffle House chocolate pie was better than sex.
Ah,
Jesus.
damn.
Oh my god, I don't know what it was about it, but it was so good.
I'm gonna have to
Fair
drive.
enough.
I
So-
mean, I'm fucking sold. I'm gonna have to drive to Arizona. We don't have Waffle House in
That's what I'm
California.
telling you.
Yeah, we have it here in the
Do me a
Carolinas.
favour. I'll start
I don't know how
streaming,
long-
you go do that.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's been since I've had the chocolate pies, so they may have changed the
Dude,
recipe.
there's like 3 Waffle Houses by where we are here, man. Like,
Oh yeah,
There's-
there's two in my city.
nice.
Yeah.
There's none where I live, but according to Mike, because he researched it, I'd have to go all the way to Nottingham, was it?
Yeah, there was not.
Yeah.
So this is the one right here. So the Waffle House. This one is. There's 3 locations. There's one in St. Albans. There's one in Harpenden, and there was another one in Nottingham. Yep.
The only one I would be Nottingham, but yeah, cool, fair dues.
So this is the menu that's on the one. So I clicked it. I went to wafflehouse.co.uk. Their breakfast menu features the Waffle House Big Breakfast, the Veggie Breakfast, Healthy Breakfast, sausages, breakfast, beans, and cheese, the Bacon Waffle Stack, the Blueberry and Bacon, Eggs Royale, Eggs Benedict, Eggs and Avo, smoked salmon and scrambled eggs, mushrooms and scrambled eggs.
Nice.
Pretty reasonably priced.
Reasonably priced,
I
$15.95.
can't even see the prices. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad for UK prices, because normally everything else is literally, you need a new house to eat.
Oh,
I'm
Waffle
kidding.
House is such a perfect, like, I'm drunk and have $20. What can I
Yeah.
do?
And isn't there a lot of the fights that go down at the Waffle House too? People just going crazy at 2
Oh,
a.m.
bro. Like, if you get a chance, yeah, you go to a Waffle House with, like, I would say $25. You spend $5 on the jukebox
Yeah.
and just put in random songs.
Yep.
Like, and they have random songs. So just put in random songs and then take the other 20. You get you a coffee because that way you can get free refills. You
Mhm.
get whatever you're going to eat.
Wow, that's what you get in the UK. Free refills for anything. Oh,
Yep.
hell no.
You get
Oh,
free refills on your coffee, so you get a coffee, so you're getting free refills. You get whatever you're going to eat. You get a slice of pie after you're done eating, and then you just wait, because guarantee you before you leave, somebody's getting in a fight.
Yep.
So you're going to have a dinner, you're going to have a show. It's all incorporated, and there's
Right,
going to
okay,
be a cook who is smoking
yeah.
a cigarette. I promise.
All right, well, I'll go quickly take my stuff and leap on a plane now. No, I'm joking.
Okay, so back to the Y&6 now that
Oh
I'm
by the
yeah,
way,
yeah, that's right. We gotta keep
I
crying.
have tried something now. As American, I have finally tried a Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wendy's, get you a baconator.
Get you baconator.
No, but it was a baconator. It's because obviously it only came here, or where I live anyway, about I think it was in January, and I sat there talking about it. I was like, I haven't had it yet. And then literally, I think 2 weeks ago after work, I got in late and I was like, fuck this, I'm ordering it. So I did a
Oh.
bit of Just Eat, and it turned up, and I was like, holy fuck. And I was like,
Carnival
wow.
food. Carnival food would
What's
fuck you
that?
up.
Yeah.
I love carnival food. Well, it's probably shitty here, but it's probably great over there.
Two glazed donuts from Krispy Kreme with a cheeseburger and bacon in between.
Yep.
I like
What
that.
the hell?
Yep.
So we do get them donuts here, but not as like a big store. It just comes over and they have them in side shots. I've never actually tried them, so I'm like, no, you ain't the real thing. I don't want to know. I want to try the real thing.
If you get them like that, you pop them in the microwave for about 8 seconds, and then you take them out after, I'd say 5 seconds, and it gives it that nice little squishiness, and you can just suck them right down.
Yeah, you literally melts in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Bruce used to have. I don't know if y'all remember Bruce the comedian.
Oh, Comic View, man.
Yeah, he had a whole bit about that. I'd get a dozen, and before I get home, I'm just.
No lies.
I mean, also Bruce wasn't he the wasn't he like the friggin' the pastor and the Teddy Long wedding with Jagged Edge?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, Bruce.
It was either him or it was Patrice O'Neal. I cannot remember because I know Patrice O'Neal wrote for WWE for a while.
They actually put a video that him in China when he was like helping him work out like an episode. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, back to tears.
Yeah, back to the tears.
Hold on. Have you heard of a comedian called Dale Jones?
Dale Jones?
Yeah, he's like he's funny and he's very, very like hillbilly. And I don't know. He talks about. He's now. Never mind. It's just someone I found. I just thought I'd mention him, but it's not important. Carry on. Never mind. Where you go?
So Nicola, I'll have the ladies start first on this. So we only have 2 more feuds to talk about, and then we could get angry again. So we go from the Wyatt 6 and the final
10 minutes before she appears, just saying.
I feel you. The Wyatt 6 and the Final Testament. Miz is involved. They have one match where Karrion Kross is the first to pin Uncle Howdy, and then the Miz gets them traded to SmackDown, and then Karrion Kross gets him Miz traded to SmackDown, and that's the end of the feud. We don't even have a finale of a feud there. Very incomplete. Nicola, your thoughts on the overall effect of the Wyatt 6 and the Final Testament? Promos were great. Everything else, not so much.
Promos were good, especially when, like we was talking about earlier, Nikki scaring the shit out of Scarlett, and Scarlett really overreacting on that screaming, which was hilarious to me because I was like, holy crap. But obviously I love Scarlett, so there's no whatever. I hated it in the end. Not them, but it was just like, where are we going with this? Like 1 minute and then Cross is doing his norm, which is fucking with everyone's head, and then Bo was fucking with someone else's head, and it was just like, what are we doing? And they made him lose.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, but I did obviously think, I just wish they'd done more. Didn't Cross and Scarlett get fired at this point as well?
No, they were still there. Karrion Kross was feuding with AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I did remember that. Yeah, I was only
that was funny.
Yeah, Rob, your thoughts on the Karrion Kross Ultimate Wyatt 6 feud?
This is something that we wanted for a while. We always wanted Kross to work with Bray.
Yep.
And I don't think we got it, but we got this, and I think it was everything that we expected it to be, and we wanted more, and didn't get it, which kind of sucked. But it is what it is.
We're not allowed nice things, brother.
Kross had a good feud with AJ and Sammy, and eventually nothing.
And then, raising his arms for when Sami Zayn won the title, which finally.
Don't get me started on that because that is what I'm angry about. So that's why I'm zipping it now because I know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think we were all pretty upset when Kross got the boot again.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and for what it was worth and what we got, I think it was fine. Wish we got it more. Triple H, help us out.
Roy, take it away. Your thoughts on the Wyatt 6 and the Final Testament feud?
Wait, Rob doesn't suck. I meant Triple H suck.
I know what you were saying.
Yeah, as soon as I said, Rob said it. I didn't see it. I was like, I didn't mean you. Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, right.
so this is when I always go back to you can use AI for certain things.
Mhm.
Booking shows is not one
Not
of
one
them.
of them.
That's the biggest issue that I have with it is you could tell this was around the time that they started using whatever it is that they were using backstage with the AI shit,
Mhm.
because you have a coherent storyline with Cross, with Miz, with the Wyatt Six, and then literally the next week it's completely different. And it's like, okay, well, where did this come from? Why did this change? What happened? And then, you know, the match, it is what it is. I always hated whenever we got a Karrion Cross match because everybody always posted the same thing. Oh yeah, well, what happens when the bell rings?
Oh, I hated that. Dude, I know what
Obviously,
you're talking about.
yeah,
Oh,
obviously you've never seen a Karrion Cross match. Like he's good. He is. It's just his style is different than what you're used to seeing.
mhm.
And yeah, when the bell rings, they're going to have a match. That's what happens. I think you even mentioned something about the injuries is what kind
Yeah,
of
Uncle Howdy had an injury during that time. Yeah.
so I wish that they had figured something out, some sort of workaround, because whenever he was injured, I think they kept them off screen for a while.
Yeah, they were just doing like maybe like a promo or two, but you hardly ever saw him.
Yeah, exactly. So I wish there was a way that they could have kept him on screen even during the injury. Now, I don't know the extent of his injury, and when it comes to Brody and Bray and everything, I think a lot of the times people were like, hey, let's not question what's going on. Let's just hope that they're okay. So if it wasn't an injury that was like life threatening, have him on screen sitting in the rocking chair telling, Gacy to go fight, telling Rowan to go fight. But instead, you just keep the entire family off screen, and it's like, oh, so we're just going to kill momentum. Okay, cool.
It's one of those things too where, and we're going to get mad as we're actually right towards the end of their run because we know what's coming next. But the problem is you keep these guys off for months. Like after like December, early January, we don't see them for like 5 months. And then all of a sudden it's just every tag team's in the ring. We got the Motor City Machine Guns. We got Fraxium. We got DIY. We got the Street Profits. And then here comes the Wyatt Six, and they're now on SmackDown. They're not doing the, family thing anymore or going after that. They're just like, we're these badasses, and we're going to take the tag team titles. And the whole story line was every tag team like, we can't have the Wyatt Six win the tag titles. We can't have the Wyatt Six win the tag titles. And then they finally win the tag titles by beating the Street Profits. And I enjoyed the feud with the Street Profits. Montez and Docs really held up their end, and I thought they had great chemistry with one another. And then it led us to one of my favorite matches of their run, the infamous TLC match from SummerSlam. Those two went balls to the wall, and I remember the three of us discussing it, Nicola and Rob, of like, if they have them lose the titles after they just got it, I will be pissed. But they did win that match, and it definitely ranks up there. It was such a great tables, ladders, and chairs match. So with that being said, I'll start with you on this one, Roberto. Your thoughts on the Wyatt Six and the Street Profits winning the tag titles and the TLC match that would go afterwards.
We were going to fucking blow a gasket if they fucking lost that match.
Oh, yeah.
We at this point in time, like we kind of understood the booking and we kind of saw like the writing was on the wall. We're just like, don't you fucking dare. Because they just got these belts and like, what are you doing? Don't do it. We know you're gonna do it. You better not don't do it. But they went out there and had a hell of a match. Like we were just in awe over how good this fucking match was, and we were just like, see, if you let them do the thing, they're gonna do the thing, and They're gonna do it pretty fucking good. Like, not only are these guys amazing characters, but they can wrestle like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta let them do it.
I think for me, Gacy and Loomis, even using the DIY, the old beer money finish, was fantastic. They had such great chemistry as a team. And RC, I'll take it over to you next. Your thoughts on the Wyatt Six are now on SmackDown. They're booking them as like the dominant faction of the tag team division. And just the fact that we have this new resurgence and this overall slight tweak of their characters instead of going after families. It's like we're going to crush, kill, destroy everyone that comes into our path and take those tag titles. And then they had their tag title run. Your thoughts on the TLC match, the Street Profit stuff, and their reintroduction on SmackDown?
So I said it about The Fiend, and then I said it about the Wyatt Six. That character and those characters were bigger than titles. They didn't need titles. And you back yourself into a hole or into a corner when you put a title on them. Don't have them go after a title. Don't have them go anywhere near the title scene. Have them focus on psychology. Have them focus on, just like with what they were focused on before, have them focus on family dynamic. But you instead put them in the title scene, so you have to do something. Yeah, you've got Gacy and Loomis, who honestly probably my favorite tag team of that, that era, because they were so good together. You had the speed, you had the power, you had the I don't give a fuck attitude where I will put my body on the line if that means that we're going to win, because I trust you to come in and get the pin after I take everything out. It sucks that they didn't let them stay on course with their storyline of taking out people that betrayed those closest to them. But at least we did, like you said, get a really fucking good match with that TLC match.
That was one of the bright spots, the cherry on top of what we did there with that tag division. And Nicola, we go over to you now, Maine. What were your thoughts on them on SmackDown, tag titles, the TLC match? Hit me.
You already knew what I was thinking. You and Rob heard me go on and on and on, same as we all did, which was if they take this off of them, I'm going to go mad. I will point out, though, that I will say that I did love something they all did constantly. All of them using different ones of Bray's moves.
Yep.
Every time. Every single time. Whether it was Gacy doing the track, or when he was hanging backwards, or whether it was Dexter crawling around on his hands and Bo doing the thing where I was swinging him around like a doll. Even Nikki was, and that's what I thought was really cool as well, because they were winning, but they were using their moves. But as far as Dexter and Gacy go, our tag team was immense. Every move, and I was always transfixed on what they were doing, like watching Gacy launch Dexter across the room and just go see you later. It was like, that move to me was still fucking amazing. Then to watch him get up and then crawl on his hands again and cross like a spider, it was like, oh my God. So yeah, I was in awe every time, and I was going mad, the same as his lot. So I was like, you take these titles off of them, we're right in, and we're going to come after you, because no, do not take it off our people. And Nikki being around, so she always got involved in every freaking match because she's a legend. So yeah.
Well, this I'll actually go to next, because we're about to get to that point, y'all. So Nikki Cross and the Wyatt Six and the MFTs have this stare down, and Nikki Cross is literally bowing up to Solo, and it's the coolest image ever, and it's so great because it fits that Nikki Cross craziness. I felt like I was watching Sanity and NXT go against all the tag teams. It was fantastic. But
I remember something. You said they disappeared for 5 months. They reappeared on Bray's birthday with a birthday cake.
Yes, that's right. That was the birthday.
Yeah, I remember, because his birthday's a week before mine. Or both of our birthdays are. So it was like, oh shit. And I remember sitting there going, because Rob kept going, where you at? Where are you hiding? Where is you? Come back. And then every week it's us three going, please come back. Come back. And we'll send the demons to find you. Come on, come back. And then he appeared deliberately with that birthday cake. And I think that was also.
We're just like, yeah.
Yep.
And then he has the birthday cake, and we're just like,
Yeah.
It was it was like a
Got you,
and
right?
it was a
Cake is just all right on the birthday. My
absolutely.
life for you. It was beautiful, man.
Do you know what that line still now my life for you or who are you? I am nobody. I am nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Still, Bo Dallas, you asshole. Well, no, you're not. You're a legend, but yeah, them words are fucking engraved in my head and in my soul. At this, well, I haven't got a soul, but yeah, it's engraved. Fuck off. Happy birthday, but I'm back. We were all like,
Yes.
fuck it, you are.
Roy,
Yeah, sorry.
no, you're fine. Roy, you want to comment on the birthday cake?
Sorry, sorry,
I
sorry,
mean,
man.
I had the same feeling of, oh, sweet, they're back, and then I realized what they had, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, man, oh, and it's one of those situations of you get so excited for something, and then you have that kick in the gut of, oh, that's why it's happening. And it's such a surreal moment because you want to be so happy. It's like, yeah, they're back. And then you realize, oh, Bray would have been like 38 today.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck.
38.
You're
Oh, Jesus.
It's so I will say this, and I know y'all have touched on it a lot during this episode, but like when Bray passed, it was the first time that I think that I actually teared up and had that emotional response to a parasocial relationship. You know, we were all born and watching wrestling when Eddie died.
Yep.
We were all watching wrestling when the other guy died.
Yeah.
Before we knew what happened.
The guy that we don't talk about.
Exactly. You know, we have seen wrestlers over years pass away. You know, even when Brody Lee died, it was kind of one of those, it hit, but it wasn't, it was almost like, it was like, okay, it sucks. And the tribute, I give AEW a lot of shit. The tribute that they did for Brody is still one of my favorite things, just because of how much it tugs at the heartstrings. But it was something about when Bray passed that it hit me more than anything else, because I had friends that we discovered Bray together. You know, I had watched his career from when he was like Husky Harris, when he was in NXT, he had like one or two matches where he wore basically like this
Was that the one where
hockey.
where he like broke his nose and he wore like a thing for like a little bit?
Well, so he didn't just break his nose, but he just had a hockey mask because he was almost doing like it was a precursor to the Bray Wyatt gimmick.
Okay.
It was almost like Abyss meets Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
It was very interesting. Yeah,
Sorry,
it was very interesting. Yeah, it was sick. But then, you know, and to follow his career and to follow him, and then to just see the passion that he put into everything that he did, and then knowing that he had two young children when he passed and he was about our age and everything like that, it was just something hit so hard about his passing that hit harder than any other wrestler that's ever passed during my lifetime, to where it was like, damn, you know, I don't know why I'm having this feeling. I didn't know the guy. Like, I never met him, but it was like I knew him.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's where the parasocial aspect came in from, but he was so open and so vulnerable, especially when he came back. And it carried over into the Wyatt Six because Bo was able to be open and vulnerable when they first came back. And then it was like they lost all of that vulnerability when they went to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people kind of had that disconnect, was they went from being these vulnerable, I don't know the right term, but like, with Frankenstein's monster, where it's a monster, but they're misunderstood. They're only a monster because they don't understand that person.
Right.
And I think that's what made the Wyatt Six so good, was they were these misunderstood monsters. You see them and they're frightening, but then they'll hand you a flower.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you how beautiful it is because it reminds them of you. And it's just something like that got lost whenever they went to SmackDown.
Well,
and I think that's what ended up being the downfall of it.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, as we get to the closing of their unfortunate, timely WWE tenure, so like we mentioned, Nikki bows up to Solo, which I thought was so cool. Nikki being in that era. And then we get these, they steal the lantern and they keep trying to get it back. They're having all these matches, and it's a great, nice little tease of them just brawling, and it has that great feel to it. But then they lose the tag team titles to the MFTs. And then we're still going back and forth. The title doesn't mean anything. They just want the lantern back, and they're playing the mind games. And then Uncle Howdy gets the win, and he gets the lantern back finally after Nikki just took it. And then here comes, Solo, dickhead. And then we get that match where he wins it back, and you start to see Tama Tonga just kind of like, you know what, you're obsessed with this more than and actually worried about our film. You're obsessed with this lantern, and then he just gives.
I was so mad about it because in my head, and even to this day, that lantern may have just been a lantern, but it weren't. That light inside, they all watched.
Right.
And I swear they used that as that was the spirit of Bray coming through for all of them. And that's why it meant so fucking much. The fact that the Demoness was screwing and threatening to go kill him if they didn't give the lamp back. And I did. Every week you'd hear me go, give him back the fucking lamp. Give him back the lamp. But that was in my mindset that lamp was Bray.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, just every week. She said it every single week. The thing with the lamp, as time kind of went on, the writing was on the wall. It's just like, okay, you've got these two really cool factions. I remember how excited we were.
Yeah.
The MFTs and the Wyatt Six, stood face to face with each other in the ring, and we were just like, oh shit, this is going to be good. Like this, there's a whole ass story here. Like, they're going to go after Solo because he turned on his family. Like the singles matches, the tag matches, the trios. Like if they do like a fucking Tongan street fight or something, that shit's going to be gnarly. Like we hyped it. I think we hyped it up a little too much, to be honest, because there was so much potential behind it, and they ended up fighting over the fucking lantern.
I think
in my mind, I was just like, fuck, that's it. They're all gonna get released.
Well, here's my thing to add on to your point. It's the fact that he gets the lantern back, and then we get a street fight match afterwards. Then they lose the street fight, and then, oh, hey, you're released. And then right after that, they were released. And Rob, RC, I'll go with you next, Roy. What were your thoughts on the MFT's feud? They lose the tag titles. They're getting the lantern back. Then they have a street fight when they should have just ended it right there, and then they're released afterwards. And then we'll get into the release afterwards. Go ahead, Roy.
Well, I like Nicola's thing of Bray being in the lantern.
Yeah.
Because then that also takes on this whole nother thing with Solo. Like, why are you obsessed with it? It's like, I don't know, something is drawing me to this lantern. And it's because you realize what's drawing him to the lantern is Bray trying to transform him in a way. And if they had stuck with that, it would have been so good, because we did see, like, Tama get mad at him, like, hey man, you're too focused on this. And like with them losing the titles, I knew it would be bound to happen. Like I just got through saying, they didn't need the titles. The fact that they were feuding over the lantern was interesting because you could have gone that route of, well, why is this lantern so important? You know, it's not just it was Bray's lantern, it's because this is Bray. This is his essence.
Welcome to inside my head, bro. That's how my mind functions a lot of the time.
Yeah,
So welcome
no,
to inside my mind.
yeah, no, I love that idea because
Sorry about the teariness as well. Fucking hell. Sorry, I never do that normally, but
no,
there we
you're
go.
fine. You're fine. And it's one of those, look, if we can have a year-long feud over a bracelet, over a friendship bracelet,
Yep.
then
Oh,
why
my God, that was-
but then why
Sorry.
can't we have a faction feud over a lantern that may or may not possess the essence of Bray? You know,
Right.
if they can fight over a friggin' friendship bracelet with a dog's name on it, then we can have a feud with the essence of Bray. But they didn't go that route, and then they're just like you said, they lose, and then it's like, oh, bye-bye.
That was my thing. The street fight wasn't needed. And then April 24th comes around, and we found out that in this list of all of these releases and all these people not renewing contracts, there's all the Wyatt Six are gone. And it's one of those things. It's like you had a great tag team division. Now the tag team division is trickled down. They got rid of the Motor City Machine Guns, and they got rid of all these tag teams. I'm like, they could have done so much more with this run. And I mean, we've said it so many of times. We could have had more with Gacy, and we could have had more with Dexter Lumis, more with Bo Dallas, more with everyone. Nikki Cross, even with what we have now with the Women's U.S. title or the Women's Championship in general, there could have been so much more.
Got injured a lot of the times. We did say when, obviously, when when all of a sudden it was just Nikki, Joe, Rowan, and Gacy. All of a sudden, Bo weren't there for like 3 weeks, something like that, and everyone was like, "Oh, has he got in?" Because that's what we all thought when they disappeared. It was like, "Oh, he's got injured or something," but it was never clear on what actually happened. I'm going to say one more thing. Bo was literally at one point, I could not tell the difference between him and Bray anymore because he literally bulked himself up to be like Bray. Even the hair, every single thing about Bo was Bray. In the end part, before they did him over like the scumbags they are. Come at me.
No, I hear you. I think it's just, I think it's one of those things where
Come at me, motherfucker.
Come at me, motherfucker.
Come play with this team, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I dare you.
It's demon time. Yes, demon time.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where I have to add to your point. I think that's so well said. It's one of those things where you understand that releases happen, and you understand that these things happen, but it's just like you have a group that was a tribute to Bray Wyatt, and then you get it, but it's just like, come on. Roy, I'll go to you next, and then I'll go to you, Rob. Roy, speak on their release. What do you think?
It was stupid.
It was.
I get wanting to cut back. Look, every time there's releases, I always have to be the voice of reason whenever I'm talking with other people, because I try not to think about the releases as, a matter of the heart. I'm like, okay, from a business aspect, if you've got these 6 people that you haven't been doing anything with, I understand where higher ups would be like, hey, look, you got to get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. And then they said something about WWE didn't want to do spooky gimmicks anymore or some shit like that. Yeah, like that. Look, there is a difference between doing a spooky gimmick and doing a gimmick that resonates in an unsettling manner. You had The Undertaker, who was spooky.
Yep.
He shot lightning, he rose fog, he disappeared, reappeared, blah, blah, blah. With the Wyatt Six, yes, it started out as a quote-unquote spooky gimmick, but it ended up being more of the mind games and more of the psychological aspect rather than the we're just spooky.
You're right.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
But no, it is fine. It's just, yeah, no, it's fine. It's all good. Don't worry. Just normality in this house. It's all good.
Lilith doing Lilith things.
Mhm.
Oh, but yeah,
Usually.
it was dumb. There was so much they could have done. Even though I never wanted to see them split up, you could have down the line even run a storyline where like Gacy wins the US title and he starts to feel like he's better than Bo. So then you have to have Loomis bring him down a peg. Like there's a lot you could have done with it. And they just left so much on the table with them.
And
To sit here and say like they had nothing for them,
exactly.
Like we literally in our Discord group, we probably had made storylines for at least a good 2 years.
We did it on a show. We did it on this show.
We did it on this show. We did that
me,
too.
You, and Mike, we wrote 5 stories in 10 minutes of every up we could do. All 3 of us.
Fucking mind blowing. As the releases started happening, I think Nikki was the one that got released first, and we were just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gacy's gone, and Loomis is gone. Rowan's gone, and I think Howdy was the last one, and we were just like, they literally got the whole fucking group.
Every time that they would get released, you 2 were sending me a message going, oh shit. They were like, do we tell her because she might go mad? And I was at work, and they did. They would say, like, Nikki's gone. Yeah, oh shit.
And she went mad, and she's throwing scouses into the wall and shit. And like we know. Yeah. He knows.
He knows.
When the releases started happening, just like cousin Roy up here, we I try to be the voice of reason. Like I try to, find it from.
But when it comes to me, it doesn't work very well.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
No,
and that's fine. And that's fine. I try to find the voice of reason why they release these people. And, for a lot of these people, they're not doing anything with them. And by all means, give them the opportunity to go work somewhere else. Go to AEW, go to TNA, be the new indie god, a la Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. You've got talent. Go do something with it. Like when Malachi Black was in the releases, we were just like, how do you fuck that up? But apparently there was something there, and that's probably another show for another time. But there was so much they could have done, and they chose not to do it for whatever reason. I guess we'll never know. Put the fucking merch on the store if it's not there, because I'm sure people still want to buy merch.
I mean, Rob, I gotta go on.
If you sold it in the UK, I would buy it, but as WWE does not sell shit in the UK, I can't buy any t-shirts, which fucks me off.
When we trade you for Mo, I guess.
When we trade you for Mo, yes. I got to add to Rob's point. You said something that was so poignant there. And Roy, you can agree with me as well. Nicola, you can. One of the things that they could have done, and we saw it in AAA, and they even did the match. Like a lot of
brilliant.
You know where I'm going. We have a lot of these talents in AAA. Like you can put them like we're doing now with War Raiders and everything that we got going on there. But the thing is, you had the Wyatt Six and the Psycho Clowns have a great match there. It was fantastic.
That was brilliant.
But Nikki, with the blood coming down, attacking them, we could have done more with that story. It was great. It was great. Like, why can't we have like all these people in AAA? Damian Priest is in AAA now. Like, come on. What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Dude, even TNA.
Yeah.
Like, they have a working relationship with TNA. You could send the Wyatt Six over to TNA, no problem. Yep. And now you've got Vincent, you've got Dutch, you've got the Hardys, you've got all these people that the Wyatts could have worked with in TNA. And hopefully we still get a chance to see that. Like, maybe they do sign, even if it's just 1 year, just to see how it goes. They all sign with TNA. But you have so many opportunities as WWE to say, okay, we're spending this much money on you, so we have to figure out something for us to keep you around. So we're going to find something for you to do to keep you around. But instead they're just like, we just don't want to have to deal with the headache. No, fucking take some aspirin and deal with the headache. Find something for them to do.
Go drink some
water.
You
know my argument is? The whole thing of this? They took money out of his kid's mouth. They took food out of his kid's mouth. They were doing the dedication to Bray. and then they fired them. And what happens with them now?
Well,
I think
You
that
know
was
what I mean?
one of
Like,
the, that was one
what
of the first things we said after they all got released. It's like, okay, what happened? What's going on with the kids?
happens with them?
Like
Yeah,
all
what
the
happens with
all
kids?
that merch money was supposed to go to them, and now it's dry. Now it's dry.
And now it's forgotten.
well, here's my thing too. You also have the no spooky characters thing. Just pisses me off because it's just ridiculous.
I love creepy characters.
Tater
Oh,
tot,
wait,
do not
Tater
go to
tot,
the main.
don't
do
go
not
to the
go
main.
main roster.
You know what? I'm going to drown her in the river. Seriously. Fuck you, Blade Woman.
So this was what Joe Gacy's got going on. So the Silence of the Slams for Wrestling
He's
Revolver.
still fucking good.
Yep, Joseph Sawyer. And then we get this one, which I thought was cool. It is for Atomic Legacy Wrestling, America's Most Wanted. Chris Harris and James Storm against Loomis, Samuel Shawn.
James Storm. Fuck me. That dude's still there?
Yeah.
Sorry about your
Wow.
Look, I think it's cool. The fact that they got them back together because it's so great, man.
Yeah,
it really
that's
is.
cool.
To see that. You
I
guys
love the fact that Tracy and that still together. That's awesome. I'm going to watch it. Yeah, of course I am. Even though I'm still like, Gacy's still using like I said, he's still using the Husker stuff. Every creepy video he's put up recently, and he's still got the pig, and you're like,
I like
that's
that
what I
he's
said earlier.
yeah, he's incorporated it to where it's like Huskus with the schism mask. It's
Yep.
so
Yep.
sick.
it's
So
great.
my brain is Bo behind, because you know Bo creates a lot of them back videos that they were doing, and I'm wondering if Bo is actually involved with that, like behind the scenes with Joe Gacy. There's a
That'd be neat.
possibility. That's just I'm throwing that out into the universe. If I'm wrong, I don't care, but worth a try.
That'd be cool. I would like for it to be something like that where Bo kind of takes charge and he helps some of these people that get released where it's like, hey, look, let's work with your character so you can go do stuff other places. You know, I have the knowledge for film and everything like that, so why wouldn't he want to help people, especially like somebody like Joe Gacy, you know?
I'd love to see him walking around. I'm not gonna lie, my head is still trying to convince me that one day I'm gonna see Uncle Howdy walking around again. That's what I'm hoping for, but I also know WWE will not do that, so yeah.
And this is the other plus here. We got Nikki Storm for her Progress Wrestling against Session Moth Martina. That's going to be really good. For those who've never seen Session Moth Martina, she's very good.
she's great. I still can't wrap my head around Nikki not looking like a fucking psycho.
I know her back to the Nikki Storm character, right?
That's like me appearing as not as me instead of the demoness, and they'll be like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah,
Actually, no, everyone's used to my face now. Both sides come out.
Well, I will say
Nicola
this.
who? What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, who the fuck's Nicola? We don't even know who she is. We know that this is a fun thing people actually do now. I said Nicola, it's demon, and I'm like, yeah. Who the fuck's Nicola then? I'm like,
Who the fuck is you?
Fuck is you?
you already know.
I think what's so great about the Wyatt Six, guys, when you think of the short time it was there, 2 years, I got to say, and I think all three of us and four of us collectively can say this, a great gimmick, but had so much potential that they could have done more with it. But for what we got, I think it was definitely sustainable. And I think they did do Bray Wyatt very, very proud with how they went through with this.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? Nicola just said, fuck this shit. I'm out. No thanks. I see how it is, Nicola. No, I'm kidding. We'll get her back on.
Don't mind me. I'm
just
just
grab my stuff and please.
Excuse me, please.
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
No, you're right though, Mike. Like it.
She's back.
Steven decided to play with the electronics like normal.
Go ahead, Roy. I think I was saying what we were saying before Nicola popped.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It's one of those. If they weren't here for a long time, but they were here for a good time.
Good time, exactly.
And I think between the final stretch of Bray's career plus the Wyatt Six, it was almost cathartic for all of us.
Yep.
And I want to say they accomplished that much, and it may not feel like a finality on it, but it definitely does feel like they helped close a chapter. And if that's all that it was, is they helped close a chapter when they were released, then I can't wait to see where this book goes. You know what I mean?
I'm right there with you, Rob.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even really kind of look at it like that. I mean, if this is it and they don't go back to WWE in a couple of years, then man, what a hell of a run we got. But as far as this new book goes, like they're still out there, but just in different versions. So like, it's always going to live on, and who knows who may join them at some point. Andy Hartwell coming in as a spooky character, that would be different.
I like that.
I just think the potential is out there. I mean, whatever Bo's going to do next, I know he's kind of taking a back seat in the limelight right now. Whatever he decides to do, it's going to be fucking awesome.
Damn straight.
Looking forward to it.
Nicola, any final words before we close this out about the Wyatt Six?
I hope that I hope they see this show. To be fair, I hope they've seen any show we've done about them. I hope they know that it meant a lot to some of it, or a lot of people. Me being one, all of us being one. I hope that Bo comes back and does something amazing. If that is, like Roy said, if it is the end of that chapter, even though it should have gone on a lot longer than it did, that's my opinion, and I'm always going to stick to that. Was I gutted they left? Yes. Did I have a meltdown about it? Yes.
Yes.
But it doesn't change the fact that they were something that meant a lot to me. Like you said earlier, we didn't know them personally, but you managed to feel like you was a part of something bigger. So to me, I'm kind of honoured that I was someone that I could sit there and kind of get involved and watch and appreciate and respect. So, I feel like a lucky person, to be fair, to be able to say that I absolutely adored the Wyatt Six. And I made that clear on every show that I was like the excited little teenager. I was like, yeah, the Wyatt Six, yay! And my inner child was on there.
Every show, every non-show, in the Discord, in the Facebook chat.
I was a nightmare to him, but it was something that I could feel a part of in a sense, because obviously my character is a demon. We call me the Demoness, but I could relate to them and the way their minds work and stuff. So let's just say I'm always going to be gutted, but whatever they do next, I am really happy and hope they do come back, and I hope Bo reappears eventually as well. Because hiding in the darkness sometimes can be fun, but not at the same time.
I think the best way to sum it up, my friends, is
without crying. I did that without tears. Holy shit! And that's twice in the show I've done this today.
You got me a little right here. I got a little tears. Oh, my friends, I will say this: the best way.
Mad love for the Wyatt Six.
That's the best way to sum it up. My life with you and with all of us.
Your life is yours.
With all of us here, I will say this. We have a lot of great shows coming on here. We hope you enjoyed this edition of Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling. Roy, thanks as always for coming back. We'll definitely have you on more future shows, man. It's always great to see you. And we got our shows coming. We'll promote everything. But Roy, it's been a blast having you on this again. I'm so glad we got to include you, man.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all brought me in for this. Like you said, it was heavy in moments, but it felt right with the four people here.
Damn.
Like you could feel the love and admiration for the Wyatt Six and Bray and all of them individually, with us four talking about them. So I'm very honored that y'all brought me back in to talk about them and everything. So I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, you're in now, Cousin Roy. So
you're welcome to the family. Welcome to the Black Heart or Demons of the Heart Wrestling family. And also, I got to meet you this time as well, because obviously you heard crazy shit about me and I just proved it to you.
Well, I will. We got a lot coming, y'all. So for Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling, our next Origin show, we are actually going to take away from the spookiness, and it's going to be a little bit more comedic. We are going to be looking back at an infamous TNA faction, and one that Nicola knows oh so well. The Ices and Ites!
Oh, fuck.
And then we're going to go into the Su Yung 3 Faces of Su Yung. And I actually did add another one to the origins. We are going to be looking at the origins of Demon Bunny. Since we are loving Demon Bunny, we'll go to Demon Bunny. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of great watch-alongs, a lot to be really seen and heard. So stay tuned and get your eyeballs fixated on this fine show. And I will actually let Roy go since he is the guest on this fine program today. Roy, let us know where we can follow us for the Takedown Pod and promote everything and anything that's going on, man. We just had a kick-ass WSX review for Wrestling Society X.
Oh, God, yeah, we did. You want to talk about spooky gimmicks, like there's some fun. Yeah, there's some fun ones on there. Vampiro, one of the OGs when it comes to a little bit spookiness. And being that it was episode 2, we got to see him win the inaugural WXX title
from Six Pac.
It was so good. But yeah, take the Takedown Pod or Takedown Pod on pretty much anything: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok. I know, boo TikTok, but hey, we haven't done shit to piss them off yet. So
not yet.
TikTok. I will tell you this right now. I will shill. I don't care. If it brings in some money, I'll shill. Fuck it. But no, just pretty much Takedown Pod on anything. WFJAFM.com. That's where you can find it too. We're pretty much everywhere. So just check it out.
Check it out indeed, because Roy and I have some good times each and every week on that fine program. And speaking of fine and good times, Roberto, let us know where we can follow us on social media. You do great jobs with our shows, music, the whole nine. Rob, you got some things to say. Hit it, brother.
I do got some things to say. We've got a lot to say. This is episode 77 of Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling. We hope you enjoyed this episode just as much as we did making it. We didn't enjoy all of it, but we did enjoy most of it. If you want to follow us at Linktree/Blackhearts EBD3. You can find all of our social media there. One of Mike's many YouTubes. We have a Facebook and Instagram. We don't have a TikTok that we got kicked off of for some reason. We still don't know why. We're gonna find our way back though. We always seem to do that. We even got a Blue Sky that is absolutely fucking deserted. So if you have Blue Sky and use it, go follow us so we can use it. We have an X. We have a Twitter. I don't know what the fuck we call it. What do we call it? Twitter? Yeah, we don't call it X. Fuck you, Elon. You can go follow us there. And episode 77.
Yes,
God damn. It's a lot of episodes. And
I've missed quite a few recently.
we thank you all. I guarantee you we didn't expect to make it past episode 2. And here we are, 77 in. So thank you for that. If you do enjoy this format, myself, Nicola on occasion, Mike on occasion, we are on a review podcast, if you will. We redo reviews of PLEs and pay-per-views, mostly pay-per-views of the AEW variety. And kicking it with the TSK.
Get on in here, Roy. Come on, Roy.
We do some shows. We have some shows in the vault that need to come out. So you know who needs to put them out?
1, 2, 3. Put out the shows, bro! You silly hoe.
Our bruv has probably been immersed in the footy though, so we'll cut him some slack. But kicking it with the TSK, Linktree / TSK All MF and Day. You go follow us there. We've got all the same social medias. We actually do have a TikTok because we haven't been kicked off yet. So
because I'm not on that show, that's why you're not being kicked off.
That's true. There's always opportunity though. Linktree / TSK All MF and Day. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the TikTok, the Blue Sky, the Twitter. It's all on there. So give us a follow. And I'm going to promote the dickheads, even though they don't promote us. Max Wrestling. If you're into promos and storytelling absolutely outlandish characters. Max Wrestling Podcasts over on the YouTube. Mike will put the website in the description, maxwrestling.weebly. Got a lot going on. We've got an event coming up soon. We've got a bigger event coming up after that, Promo Slam. I, as your Max Wrestling International Champion, will be going against the King of the Mic winner, Cypher. And things are developing. Shit is happening. So definitely, if you're into promos, definitely go watch that. Mike's going to be doing some shit. He's one half the tag team champions right now. The Demoness is making some appearances here and there, but she's definitely keeping an eye on things, mostly on people who bring her name up without warning. So sucks to be you, and I hope you're ready for what's going to be coming, Cypher. But that's neither here or there. If you do enjoy promos, go check the boys out, see what they're doing. Doing a lot of really cool stuff. And as far as me, I've got so much stuff going on. Michael Larkin, I'm fucking overwhelmed, bruv. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Just kidding. I do know what I'm doing. Linktree/Hey, I'm Rob. Got a lot of music coming out. Like Mike mentioned, I wrote the music for this, the outro music for this. Did some music for our good friend the DC over on the Paul Driver Pundit. Wrestling Roundtable, which I know we're going to be doing another one pretty soon. We actually have an intro video now and with music, so that should be fun. Recently did the music for the RWT podcast, so go check out Mike and our good brother Paul Morales. Hey, Paul.
Also did one. You also did the Demonesses intro promo music as well.
Yes, I did.
That is my ringtone still to this day.
And that's fucking fantastic. Maybe I should put it online for people to download. But that's neither here nor there. A lot of music going on. I sing and play guitar. And did you see? Getting Discord messages left and right here. I play guitar and sing in a band called Consume Fire. A little death metal or grindcore, if that's too spicy for your flavor. I do have another project that's a little more mellow, it's a little more calm, something you maybe sit in the corner and want to cry. And maybe have a drink. Cheers. Ragaby 0427, both Consuming Fire and Ragaby in my link tree on Spotify, Apple iTunes, anything music related, you go find it there. The Sauce is Sour, and more love, more power. That's all I got.
And Nicola McDonald, where can we follow you on the social medias? The floor is yours.
Oh, sugar. Where can you find me? In hell, normally. Huh?
It's Demon Hour.
Yeah, so right now you'd find me here for now, but as soon as I'm off this, then I'll be going to hell and terrorizing people like I normally do. But there are some people that keep putting okay, yeah. So go check out Max Wrestling. The Demoness did appear, or was appearing, but people keep putting her name in their mouth, so. And she reacted, unfortunately, didn't she? So yeah. If you want to find out she's gonna be doing a few things, but not sure 100% right now. I'm at Nicola Mag853 on Twitter, Instagram, Demoness there, and my main one Michael put down there. I really need to learn this shit, but Michael put this down there somewhere. Black Heart's Reign, Everybody Dies, and yeah, just be brave or brave enough to come follow me. If you want to talk to the Demoness, then tread lightly.
So if you want to follow me, I will say this to add on to the Max Wrestling point. Rob does have Cypher for the international title at Promo Slam. And I'm going to put this bluntly. I love and I respect each and every one on this show. My boy Rob, my boy Nicola, and my boy RC over here.
You call me a boy.
I'm saying my boy, my people. Not like calling you a boy like my friend. You know what I'm saying. I could have called you a bruv if you prefer bruv.
I mean, you have been telling people to suck your dick for the last 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Okay, fair enough. So everybody on this show I love, but one of the people I'm not too fond of right now is Great Promo Bash is in 2 weeks. I have a promo exhibition on with Chris Reed, who is doing. Thank you. I will say one of these things. I'm gonna put it blunt like this.
I hate Chris Reed.
I thought that
probably.
too. But no, I have something I will say about Chris Reed. So we do have a promo exhibition coming up. Gonna be fun.
Suck my big yeet.
That and Chris Reed is not the best when it comes to promos. To put in the bluntest of terms, I literally, for the whole entire promo, could whip out my cock, put this sock on my cock, and call myself a Red Hot Chili Pepper, and it would be more entertaining than a Chris Reed promo, but I digress. If you want to check out yours truly, it's SM Show 1 MCL92 on the Twitter machine, SteveandMikeShow.com, LFCfights.com, WFJ.com/podcast with this guy over here, my main man, Roy Costin, for the Takedown Pod, as well as on YouTube. You can check out Larkin_92, MLarkinMB on the Insta. Steve and Mike shows on the YouTube gives you the Takedown, gives you LFC, gives you deep to the heart of wrestling. Hi, Steve. The RWT Pod. It gives you pop culture, gives you on the mic with Mike, and so much more. I love what I do. I love these people. I can't extend the gratitude of each and every one of you. So with that being said, like Tony Khan and his Nepo babyism, for RC Roy Costin, for Robert Davis, for Nicola McDonald, my name is Mike Larkin. And Roy, if you want to come with us, you can. If you want. The invitation's right here. To the yacht!